welcome back to the channel, and by the end of this video, you should be filled in on everything that is happening on Roblox, such as some really good Roblox updates like potentially Robux being changed. But before I get into all that and more, I'm just going to ask you to subscribe because that's what keeps the world going around. Anyways, let's move on to the first story, which just happens to be all of the good ones because literally this whole video is good updates, whether they're small or big. Let's start off with one of the smaller updates that are still pretty good, because in my last video, I talked about how Roblox fixed the astronaut helmet and made it look a little bit better because there were a couple of parts of the mesh that were broken and whatnot. I said in my last video, it seems like Roblox is actually working on fixing a lot of these broken items. So if you know about a broken item, you should go post it on the dev forum if you can. Granted, not everybody can post on the dev forum because you need to have a certain amount of karma or something. It's kind of like Reddit, it's weird. But either way, a lot of people have been posting their broken item fix requests on the dev forum for a long time now, and it seems like Roblox is getting to even more of them. As you can see, Lucas tweeted out on November 20th, 2024, saying the particle emitter was just placed outside of the handle, basically showing that this certain item that is supposed to have money particles coming out of it just doesn't have it, because the actual particle emitter is not in the item itself, it is just in the middle of nowhere. But now it seems like, as of yesterday, Roblox officially fixed this item and made it so that the particles come out of the item. You can see from this Lucas tweet saying this was just fixed, with a screenshot of the money particles actually coming out of the item instead of just the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's pretty cool that they fixed that item. But you know what other item they also fixed? The Tate McRae wings. Now, I did not know that this item was such a big deal in the Roblox community, but apparently it is because it scammed people by accident. Lucas tweeted out this: "The gold pilot wings by Tate McRae have been updated to contain a surface appearance, which is now making them very shiny in-game." I guess, yeah, these used to not be metal and shiny until yesterday for some reason. Now, I'm not sure why Roblox did this exactly, because I don't think people were posting about this not having a shininess to it. They were posting about something else that was wrong with the item, because it's not limited. And as you can see from this Lucas tweet, he said, "Still not limited though," with a screenshot of why it should be limited because, apparently, this item was promoted in a Tate McRae game like it was going to go limited. Like it literally has a limited logo in the bottom left, and it still has not gone limited yet. I'm pretty sure this came out like early last year, so yeah, Roblox, you fixed the wrong issue on this item, and people are still a little bit peeved. But at least it looks a little bit more shiny now, right guys? That makes it all better. But now, without further ado, we can move on to another Roblox hat update that people are not big fans of, to be honest, from what I've seen. So I got a lot of people tweeting at me about how the work clock headphones were changed in a negative way. Like here is just one tweet, for example, that says, "WTF happened to the work clocks guys," with a screenshot of the work clock headphones. Now call me stupid in the comments, but I genuinely do not see a difference, okay? But let's look at some more tweets about it to maybe get some more information about it. Here's Lucas's tweet that says the work clock headphones were also just updated to have a mesh change. The band across the top had some faces edited with an actual image showing them side by side, where you can see, I guess on the old version, it looks a lot more rounded on the band that goes above your head, which I guess can look a little bit odd. The textures and the lighting for it kind of look a little bit messed up, but I guess Roblox just completely changed out the band on the item with a more rigid one that's a lot more blocky, and people are very mad at this, to be honest. And on top of all of this, they also changed the icon for the work clocks to be at a different angle. So on the left is what it looks like now, and on the right is what it looked like before. And I do gotta say the icon for it was a lot better before. Like the one on the left doesn't really show off the lettering on the side, which I think is kind of lame. It just looks like earmuffs, it doesn't really look like headphones, So that's kind of an L. But either way, the main thing people are complaining about though is the actual mesh change, basically saying that it sucks. And now with all that, we can move on to some other stuff that is not item related, and that is actually way cooler. So I saw this tweet earlier today from Bloxy News. It says in a new proposal issued Friday, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is seeking to regulate Robux like US dollars. Now when I initially saw this, I was so confused because why would this benefit anyone in any way? Like why do they want to regulate Robux? I feel like it's not really a currency at the end of the day, it's, I don't know, a gaming currency. Would they regulate V-Bucks too? Like what the heck? Either way, Bloxy News goes on to give more context into why this is such a big deal, and honestly, it might be good. This might be a good thing that could happen, I'm gonna be honest, because they said this new proposal would help protect lost Robux from scammers, which is a big deal, and hackers by providing easier ways to contact customer support and receive refunds accordingly. Because yeah, in the real world, if you get scammed and you live in the US or anywhere that uses the dollar, I think you get scammed or hacked or you lose your money in a way that is not fair, or just, it's a lot easier to get your money back rather than if you say it had that all in crypto. Because if you get hacked and you lose all your crypto, it's gone forever. You're never getting that back. And that's why regulating stuff like this is so important. But regulating Robux is kind of insane, like, that is nuts. But if it does actually happen, it could be a positive update. Now, once again, this is something that is completely just fresh. This is something that is not guaranteed to happen. It is just an idea that is being thrown out there by a government. And as you can see from this Bloxy News tweet, they also kind of say that, saying right now this proposal is looking for feedback and likely won't go into effect anytime soon, or probably anytime at all if I'm going to be honest. I mean, this is something that's so out there and crazy that I don't ever think it's actually going to happen, but if it does happen, that would be a good thing, I think. I mean, if you look at the Wired article about this whole situation, the main reason for this government wanting to actually regulate Robux is to stop scams and make it easier for Roblox to actually reimburse people that have gotten scammed. And also, if Robux is regulated, I think that also means that people can actually get sued for scamming, because as of right now, if you were just scamming people on Roblox, it's not really like a crime, I guess. But if Robux was regulated, I think that could actually count as theft and you could probably get arrested, so, I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, that's what's going on with all that. I think it's kind of interesting, but now we can move on to the next story. Because Roblox has officially responded to the botting problem, now you've probably already heard about this from dang near everybody on planet Earth, so I'm not really going to spend too much time on this because we have some other good updates to go through. But basically, 2 days ago, on the dev forums, Roblox posted this saying, "Our vision is to create a platform where creativity flourishes and competition fuels play. Account farming, accelerated play, and modified clients are not aligned with our vision for Roblox." So they kind of just straight up say that bots are not going to be allowed on Roblox anymore. Then they go on to say, "We've been dedicated to tackling account farming exploits and automated play for many years and are continuously innovating," which is kind of crazy for them to say because they admit here that botting has been a problem forever and they've always been trying to fix it. But it seems like botting has reached a new level of crazy in the past month or so. I'm not really sure what provisions Roblox had prior, but they're clearly not working if botting was able to get this bad within a month. Their provisions before this month were definitely not good or working properly. Either way, Roblox then goes on to say they've been working on 3 initiatives to fix the botting problem, such as automated action against abnormal activity, which basically means adding AI moderation to detect if your account is being played by a human or not, as you can see from Test Our latest AI model. Then, the next initiative is an enhanced developer toolkit for custom solutions. This means they're going to give developers tools to ban these types of accounts themselves, which doesn't seem like the best way to solve the problem. The way these bots work is by exploiting mobile platforms. So having a good anti-cheat system on mobile, the botting problem will low-key be fixed. But I don't know, whatever the ban API was the first major component of a toolkit that we want to provide to all creators so that each creator can make the right choices for their experience beyond what we can determine as a platform. So I guess, yeah, they're just going to give developers more tools to ban certain people from their games, which is interesting. And for the last point, they say this: hardening our internal systems. We are continuously improving our out-of-the-box feature set to make it easier for you to make competitive, fair experiences, such as providing server authority, which, yeah, this one's just kind of like jumbled garbage to be honest, but I think it kind of makes sense. It's just kind of saying like, they're going to try and make Roblox more server authoritative, whatever it's called, because that kind of prevents exploits, because most exploits just run on the client. You can't really get server-side exploits. You know, either way, the main thing is that people are disappointed in this response. I think it's honestly better than nothing, because if Creekcraft wasn't like on Roblox's butt, they would not even like care about this. If I'm gonna be honest, they would literally just ignore this until the sunset the next day, bro, like they do not care. But the fact that Creekcraft's gotten like billions of views on his videos about this whole situation, they kind of just had to respond. And their response is a bit lackluster, but again, it's better than nothing. Like, this is something Roblox totally could have just completely ignored and swept under the rug, and they're kind of taking steps to at least acknowledge it, which is good. And one other thing that I saw in my mentions earlier that I don't really know how trustworthy it is, but I thought it was interesting. This was added on Roblox's career list about a week ago. For anti-cheat, this position seems to directly account for mobile AC solutions, primarily Android. We might see the bot problem go down soon, especially after the Roblox dev forum post earlier today, with 2 screenshots from the Roblox career listing page, basically showing off that they were trying to hire people to work on anti-cheat solutions for mobile. This is insane because, since the dawn of time, ever since Roblox released their anti-cheat, it has just not really worked on mobile very well. That's why most people that actually exploit on mobile or through emulators and stuff like that. This whole botting problem even exists because people are using emulators. Either way, these screenshots say this. The first one mentions mobile security expertise, significant experience in Android security, and mobile threat modeling. They are making sure that the person they're hiring is actually good at using the Android operating system and making anti-cheats. The second screenshot mentions iOS development experience, stating that while Android expertise is critical, experience with iOS development is a plus as it broadens the potential for cross-platform security solutions. It seems like Roblox is just trying to hire more people for anti-cheat, specifically for the mobile version of Roblox's anti-cheat, which is pretty cool and very promising. It's kind of cool to see that Roblox is maybe caring a little bit more about the bot issue finally. Without further ado, we can move on to another positive update. Because apparently, more and more people are getting the friends list limit raise update. As we can see, here's a tweet from today from the Portuguese Roblox news account, saying some users are now able to add more than 500 friends on Roblox. We don't know the new limit, but it seems like it will still be exclusive to South American players, with a screenshot of someone with 507 players on their friends list. This is a big deal, because the last time I talked about this it was like a week or 2 ago where someone was able to add 500 people on their friends list, but now people are able to add more than 500, which is kind of interesting. It just seems like more and more people are getting this update, which is awesome, and it seems like Roblox is getting closer to releasing the friends list limit update to everybody. Now frankly, I cannot test this update myself because I have no friends, but tell me in the comments if you have a lot of friends and you can add more than 200 or even 500 people. Also, I can't imagine many people have friends lists that big because that is insanity. Either way, very cool to see Roblox actually slowly releasing this update more and more every single week. It makes me happy to see that Roblox is having some movement. You know, slow motion is better than no motion.